Today I thought I'd provide you with a short clip to work on balance. Now, balance is definitely aided by a few things. One, focusing your eyes, it really helps. But then if you want a further challenge, you can close your eyes to test that brain to muscle message. It's called proprioception, it's your nerve messages. Now, the better those nerve messages, you've got millions of nerves to all of your muscles, the better strength, balance and stability you will have. The other thing that aids your balance is engaging your deep abdominal muscle. If you imagine a wide base of support, bracing your abdominals, you're going to feel more sturdy. Even with a narrower base of support, brace those abdominals, you're going to be more sturdy and more stable. Doesn't mean tightening everything though, but it's just that drawing in feeling that we practice in Pilates. The other thing obviously is going to be the muscle strength around the joints. Not just your ankles and your feet, but your knees and your hips. And that then has that knock-on effect to this corset of support. So firstly, is positioning your weight through the sole of your foot. Your foot is just not a flat thing. You should have a footprint, and we should have arches in our feet. And I find sometimes that just flexing the toes and moving through the feet helps me to get that position. And very often I have done with a tennis ball placed here. I have rolled a tennis ball here before just to ease out the muscles in the sole of your foot. And this is quite a nice thing to do. You could do this in addition to your balance exercises while sat on the sofa of an evening. Just take the tennis ball from underneath the sofa and roll the sole of your foot. You'll notice a huge difference. If it's painful, you need to do it a little bit more often because the muscles in your feet are tight and holding tension. They won't work very well for you. So rolling the soles of the feet is definitely a benefit and you should do that. I'm going to move that to one side and place my feet on the floor, hip distance apart and parallel. What you don't want to be is like that. So place the feet parallel and spread your weight through that footprint, remembering the arches. Okay, and that drawing in feeling in your tummy and being lovely and tall. Lengthening through the back of the neck, lifting your head towards the ceiling, lovely and open across the collarbones, but without leaning back or sticking your bottom out. Be tall. And all we're going to do initially is raise ourselves up onto our toes, working those calf muscles. Now you might want to hold onto a wall here and just practice that. Spread the toes, draw the tummy in, just push yourself up and then gently down. You could also do this on the bottom step of your stairs and let your heels drop off. Well, I know some people do this on a fireplace. My dad does that. As you work the muscles, the big calf muscles here in your feet. In your feet? Rubbish. In your lower leg. And they attach into the soles of your feet and your heel actually. The other thing to make that a little bit more challenging is you could float your arms up and go out. So then we're using some of those deeper muscles in the feet and the lower leg to keep you balanced. And as you go up, you want to think about keeping your feet parallel and try not to let them fall out to the sides. And a lot of that comes from having good strength in your big toes. So I'm going to do 4 more of these, pushing up. I've got my eyes focused on a point in front. That drawing in feeling in your tummy, creating that corset of support and good balance, she says. I'm toppling. So let's do 2 more, make sure they're good ones. And pushing through the big toes. 1 more. Oh, and that's because I was distracted and moved my eyes. And rest. That wasn't a very good demonstration. 1 more. Pushing up. And nice and wide. Great. So that's all the strength in your feet and the lower legs. Now what we want to do is try and balance on one leg here. And then we need to think about the pelvis and keep the pelvis level as you just simply lift one foot and tap the toes down. So spread your weight through one foot. Think about that drawing in your middle. Focus your eyes on a point in front. Raise the knee and just tap down. So as you do this, you want to make sure your standing leg is a little bit bent. Don't lock the knee. Keep the knee a little bit bent. Keep the pelvis aligned here and just lift and lower that leg 10 times. If your foot's twitching madly, gradually the muscles will get used to where you are and they'll hold you there fairly easily. So just 10 lifts here to help that challenge the ankle, the lower leg muscles, the hip muscles and the core. And I'm going to do one more, I'm going to call that 10 and then rest. And then change sides and do your 10 on the other side. So just lifting and lowering the knee. Focus your eyes on a point in front. Great. And I've got 5 more. And you can feel your foot twitching. It will twitch, but it will settle. The stronger you get, it will settle. Last 2. And 1 more. And rest. So just waking up the stabilizing muscles of the ankles, knees and the hips. Now let's go back to the first leg. Spread your weight through the foot, raise the knee and hold yourself there. Feel tall, open across the shoulders and strong in that center. Now as you do this, your foot will be twitching a little bit, and the less it twitches, the more used to holding you there your muscles are becoming. Your brain to muscle message is working better. So we want to challenge that a little bit more by closing our eyes. Before you do, focus on staying strong in your center and spreading your weight through the sole of your foot, through your footprint. And once you're stable, have a go at closing your eyes. Focus on the core and the footprint. My balance has been left behind today. 3, 2, 1, rest. And then change sides. So align your foot, make sure you've got that footprint, raise the knee. Once you're balanced, make sure you're level in the hips, draw your tummy in. Do whatever you like with your arms to help your balance. And then once you stop twitching, you can have a go at closing your eyes. But if you don't get to that point, your test is just literally standing here on one foot and trying not to wobble. If you're really wobbling, you need to hold on to something to stop the wobble and get that brain to muscle message working a bit better and feel quite stable. Once you're stable, you can then have a go at closing your eyes. Your foot will go mad, but you've got to draw your core in, spread your weight through the sole of the foot. And 3, 2, 1, rest there. Oh, really challenging the ankles, knees up into the hips and the core as always. Now the other thing that you can do is create movement to challenge the balancing leg or the standing leg. You could do this staying on the floor. Some people may have a big book or a low. I do this very often with people on their bottom step of their stairs or on a fireplace here, one foot on and the other foot off, mainly to have room. Or with a block here, it gives you a little bit of instability. Move that out of the way. And all we're going to do is balance here, keep the pelvis aligned, take one foot forwards, go all the way around and behind, all the way around and front. And the idea is as you go around and back, you can touch the floor at the back and you can touch the floor or your step, wherever you are at the front. And you could do 10 of those. So I've done 3. So going around and back and round and front is 1. So it's just about challenging your balance, as I said. This movement out to the side, like that. Now remember here, the movement out to the side also is an opportunity to work the stabilising muscles of the pelvis, which are key for balance. Great, so what you want to do is go round and back as far as you can, round and forwards, drawing a big semicircle, okay, but not moving the pelvis, whipping here, stay still. I've got one more on this side, and then rest. And then I'm going to change sides. So spreading your weight to the other foot. You don't have to be on a block, you can simply be standing on the floor, take your toes in front, draw a big semicircle back, and back in front. Thinking about that stability here needed in the middle. Good, my standing leg is a little bit bent. Please don't lock out the knee. It's really not good for the knee, and it's not great for working on our balance and our strength. The strength in those stabilising muscles. Good. Oh, Anna. See, this is where your foot twitches madly. Get all these challenges here and around the knees. Just a little bit. Keeping this leg straight, the moving leg, and the other leg a little bit bent. I reckon I've got 2 or 3 more. I'm going to call it one more. Oh. And then rest. Alrighty, come off. And you notice these lower leg muscles working, feet, and these muscles working. Finally, my little bit of advice is, as often as you can, challenge your balance. So just with your shoes on or off, off is better because your feet have to work harder. Just stand on one leg. And even when you're cleaning your teeth, so you might be looking around, challenging that brain to muscle message. Or play catch with yourself. To challenge, because then your eyes are moving and actually you're relying on that strength and those stabilising muscles to hold you upright. And then changing legs and obviously doing it on the other side. If you know you've got one side that's injured, if you've got one side that's injured, don't just work on the injured side. Work on both, okay? Because otherwise you'll end up eventually much stronger on your injured side and weaker on the other one. So let's have a little bit of balance, for want of a better phrase. Anyway, I hope that helped. My balance wasn't great today, and I'll tell you why. My legs are tired. But as much as you can, think about being lovely and strong through your feet, all the way up here to this core. Work on our posture. That definitely helps your balance. If your posture is here, then it's going to have everything forward. So you want to be here, lovely and tall, shoulders nice and open. A plumb line from your ear down through your shoulder, hip, knee, to the bony bit in your ankle, to the foot. Lovely and straight. I hope that helps. See you soon. Bye.